He's back.
we, I'm, it was all my fault.
No,
I am so sorry, everyone. It is so good to see you. Happy Open Forum Friday. My name is Anthony,
I'm Gabby.
and we are voice actors, and it is wonderful to be back. I was over the last couple of days, I was not feeling very good at all, and
We said that.
I'm feeling a little better. I
Well, that's
think
good.
I'm on the upswing. But we had that. I don't know about you, but we've got, at least over here, bad weather's rolled in, and then we've got a hurricane,
Yeah,
and then a
that
tropical
hurricane.
something that might come
Yeah.
around. It's just weather, 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 this
Mhm.
time of year. And
Yep.
so that never, and then school, and then my kids have got, anyways. So,
So fun.
yes, it
So many
is
things.
lots of fun, lots of fun. But it is good to be back again. If real quick, I guess housekeeping. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button.
Hmm.
Hit that like button. It shares us with more people, and also hit that bell notification. So when we do go live and you hit all, you know about it. You hear about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Second thing is, this is Open Forum Friday. So what is Open Forum Friday, Gabby? For people maybe
It
who don't know.
is a chance to ask us questions about absolutely anything, as long as it's related to voiceover. Like, I could field a few quantum physics questions, but not very well. So let's keep it to keep it
That's
to the
awesome. Well,
voiceover.
you're way better than me.
Uh, And yeah, we're here to talk acting. We're here to talk voiceover. We'll also update you on all the things that are happening in the VOJ family. And we just, want to have a chance to have a safe space where you can ask all your questions. There are no dumb questions. There might be dumb answers, but there are no dumb questions. So yeah.
Absolutely. So, I think something. So, what's going on in VOJ? We had a wonderful meeting today,
Hmm.
and with all of our amazing coaches and staff members, come up with our new schedule for the month. We're very excited. Also, so I know Gabby, this is one of your most favorite months of the whole year coming
Oh,
up,
for
is it
sure.
not?
For sure. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's mine and Bonnie both. And my gosh, we pretty much Halloween themed VOJ for the entire month, didn't we? And this
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
yeah.
It's super exciting. We have um not just all our classes. I mean, there's, oh my gosh, there's so many. So we have one of our things is we have our webinar. This will be with Bonnie Williams, and we're going to be doing cool, scary voices, kind of comedic, scary
Mhm.
voices, kind of a spooktacular thing. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And Bonnie has in addition to being a spooky girl, Bonnie is part of a horror podcast, and she's going to be bringing some different skits and pre-recorded scripts based on character work, and really focusing in on that whole evil laugh component of things. Nail the character's laugh and you've pretty much nailed the performance, so that's going to be a ton of
Absolutely.
fun.
No, it's going to be a blast. We also have, I think, which is just absolutely cool. So, as many of you know or did not know, voiceover Angela, and has joined VOJ, right, and that's
Mhm.
part of our Launchpad tier.
Mhm.
And one of the really cool things that we're doing on the 30th, I think is really super cool for the Launchpad class, which everybody in VOJ is able to attend, is that you get to dress up in your Halloween
It's
costume,
a Halloween
and
party.
your job is to come in your Halloween costume, and with that character you dressed up as, try to maintain that character throughout the entire time that you were there. And I think that is just so much fun. It's gonna be so much fun. I can't wait to see
Yeah,
all the different costumes that everybody brings. It's gonna be a
it's gonna
blast.
be amazing.
And it's on Zoom, so I mean, but it's still a lot. I mean, still tons of fun. And of course, the next day's Halloween, so
Yep.
that's really excited. And then of course we've got an incredible. We do a monthly challenge, and our
Mhm.
monthly challenge is all about evil laughs and how your character, creating a character that has a really crazy evil laugh, and so we just have a lot of fun stuff going on at
I
VOJ.
think there's gonna be a character component to Vojo as well this month. So
So
yeah,
we're
we're all
excited.
in on character stuff this month for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely, a lot of fun. Speaking of which, we talked about this particular thing, Halloween holidays earlier in the summer.
Hmm.
And we are here now. October is next month. So I think while people are putting in, and please again, remember this is Open Forum Friday. So any questions you have, put them in the chat. We're just kind of chatting along here, talking about different things, waiting for questions. But we, for this time of year, Gabby, what are some of the opportunities for voice actors? I mean, I think we spoke about it earlier because at this point, most of the big things, most everything has been already kind of now it's being put into like it's actually being
Hmm.
posted and it's actually running and stuff. So
Sure.
a month, 2, 3 months ago for Halloween and stuff. But for general purposes of voice actors, what's for Halloween? What are some tips or ideas or just general thoughts about because now we have us Christmas is coming up.
Yep.
There's Thanksgiving, so we're in the holiday season.
Hmm.
You're the commercial queen, so tell me what you think about just this time of the year and what voice actors could do to take get a piece of the pie.
I mean, really, it is focusing your attention to Christmas and the end of the year and holidays and gift giving and the retail component of things, because this is where, yeah, we're going to see a lot of that material over the next couple of weeks, and just a lot of pushes for, last minute Black Friday and all of that stuff. So it's that eye for consumerism. It's thinking about some of the trends right now in retail, what's hot, which advertisers are investing. Even fun things like yesterday, someone in my office was like, "Hey guys, when was the last time you saw a toy catalog?" And we went, "What?" And Walmart put out a toy catalog this year, and it's already out. And we were like, "Okay."
Oh, they know you got kids because they send it to my kids.
Yeah, but that's something that kind of went away, and now we're seeing a little bit of that nostalgic kind of resurgence. So, yeah. There's also going to be a lot of, I think, right now because of the economy, a little less focus on travel and a little bit more of the staycation model or stay close to home model. So we're going to see a lot of those types of things.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No, absolutely, and I think from a standpoint of now that we're this time of year, it was interesting because I was working with a student of mine, and we were talking about and this past week, even though we gotten sick, we were really focusing our efforts on demos,
Mm.
and we'll definitely cross that bridge again next week. We'll talk, pick
We have a
back up.
lot to
Yes,
go still. We have
on
so many
demos.
things to
It was
talk
all
about.
my fault. I'm
It's
sorry, everybody.
okay.
But the reason why I bring this up is because we were starting off with the general basics of one demo, your beginning demo, that first demo you get or whatever. But I was working with this student. I was like, now that we have, if there's specific offerings that you're doing,
Mm.
and you are trying to target specific times of the year as well, we don't want to be going to look at people who are going to be promoting Halloween stuff with summer summer type ads,
Yeah.
right? What do you think about that, Gavin?
Yeah, for sure. I think that, there's something to be said for keeping demos, especially somewhat neutral, right? You don't want to have too much seasonal, or if you do have just a tiny bit of seasonal in there, but I'm always looking for like what's dated, what's too trendy, what is gonna have the potential for somebody to hear your demo and go, "Oh,
Right.
that's a little old." Yeah. We
Well, I think, and
wanna
now this is a big over exaggeration, but I'll use the difference. And if anybody remembers this, I know Gabby, you do, because I think we spoke
Mm.
about it. You and I was
Mhm.
pre-COVID, then COVID, and then post-COVID.
Yeah.
I remember going from pre-COVID into COVID and how all of that, all of the voiceovers, the commercials, everything was somber. It was very toned down. There was still a twinge of hopefulness here or there, but it was still very like somber.
It was all
Coming
the acknowledgement of
right,
like everything's canceled, life isn't normal right now.
right,
I still have some COVID scripts like in my archives, and I can't use them for anything because it's
right.
so
And
obvious
then
what they are.
I remember, and do you remember? I remember post COVID, that trend picked up quickly about we're coming out of this. We need excitement. We need to be
Mhm.
excited again. So there was that
Mhm.
so if you had all the stuff you had created for COVID was no longer really something that you would be pushing, and like a lot of stuff that came out of there, I mean, I don't share all of the work I did during COVID because no one wants to. I'm not going to promote. No one's promoting any of that. Point. I
But
mean, I know that's a huge example. It's a over the top example, but that is an
and it's
example,
not.
right?
It's not because I feel like during peak COVID, all
Hmm.
of us, every voice actor was like, "Oh my God, if I see one more script about how we'll get through this
Yeah.
together and, we're all in this together and about thanking the first responders and stay home and stay safe." It was just like, oh man, like every single ad read exactly the same
Hmm.
during COVID. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, so I do think that when we get, it's good, like Abby was saying, to have, if possible, right? Demos or even samples of work for specific times of the year. And
Yeah.
it's really cool to start thinking about one thing I love about what we do is that, don't ever forget, that this is a huge part of what we do is creative
Hmm.
and be creative and
Yeah.
have fun and don't be afraid to be silly and stuff because I think to myself, Christmas time because Gabby loves Halloween and I love Halloween but I'm the Christmas time guy. I love so I think my family says, well, you could be Santa Claus. My daughter's like, you can be Santa Claus. And I say, get my beard up. But like it's not just that, right? There's Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus. It's
Hmm.
interesting as
Elves.
the elves, Rudolph, all of the different like with all of the growth we've had in character, like more characters and more. I think the animation growth,
Oh, yeah.
and the movies that have come out and the cartoon movies and the bringing about all the new characters for male and female. There's so much more opportunity out there for those types of characters, and you should have fun putting them together and putting them out there for people, posting them on your website and on social media. And if you have hopefully you have emails that you're sending out, hey, it's that time of year again. If you're
Hmm.
looking for so and so, check this out. I've got this, I've got that. I mean, it's just a fun thing to do, and sometimes I do think we get so caught up in the minutia things we forget
Yeah.
to be inventive, creative again, because that's a lot of us why we did this in the first place.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, there's a lot of seasonal demos that people create. There are all kinds of ways that you can really have something that's very targeted. I mean, one of my agents way back, oh my gosh, I think it was like in July, was asking us for anybody on the roster who had a spooky voice demo right for Halloween, and everybody at their company has a banner under their email that basically says, "Have you checked out our spooky voices?" And but
Hmm.
that's going to come down here probably any day in preparation of Christmas. Yeah.
No, absolutely, absolutely. So I'm looking over here. We've got a lot of people coming from all different places. Lamar is all about the weather. I feel you. I feel you. Oh, that's funny. The feeling above the
Mhm.
weather. Welcome to feeling above the
Mhm.
weather. Chris, it's good to have you. Any questions? Is it Robert? Good afternoon from sunny Florida,
Hey,
South Florida. You got some weather coming too, Robert. You've already done a Monster Thrasher Halloween promo. Cool
nice.
for a client and just finished a home demo for it. I did just the other day. I did a scary something scary for some. I can't remember. And then I got another. Or you know what I love? Just on a random side note, Gabby. I love when people come to renew royalties. Don't you renew their
Oh
license
yeah.
for a time? Isn't that
Oh god.
great? It's just like what it's
Oh, it's the best.
money in the money
It's
in
the
the bank.
best. Yeah, I know. I love
Money
the
in the bank. Just
random.
random. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, yay.
Random. It's that time of year again.
Mhm.
Okay. My video game demo has some even evil villain voices. Ooh, I've got a question for you, Gabby. I
Oh
think this
boy.
is a so my question to you from a demo standpoint, I
Mhm.
think this is how important is it to make sure in this particular field, and I know you're commercial wise, so I guess we could chat about this together. But do you find when you're reviewing demos or listening to them that people sometimes get it mixed up about what should go on what demo?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And what type of
Oh,
read
yes.
and yeah.
Yes, categories. Yeah, demos. Yeah, there is a whole art form, right? To labeling, to categorizing, to making sure that your demo, again, is really, really hitting your target market. And yes, it's wild. I see a lot. Like for a long time, I argued how most people are mislabeling a narration demo, because for the longest, I don't know why, I don't know where it came from. People got corporate narration and just narration confused. And like they were calling what are basically industrial or corporate demos narration demos. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Because if I'm a documentary film producer, right, or
Hmm.
I am an audiobook author, my definition of a narration is very different than this. And so it really is that proper labeling, getting very, very specific about what your demo's for.
Yeah, I think the reason why I thought about it was Chris had posted, my video game demo has some evil
Mm,
villain voices on it, and that reminded me of the other day. Again, I was working with a student, and we were looking at. We wanted to target, Halloween or scary type voices for
mm,
commercial purposes,
mhm.
but it was being portrayed as video game more of that type. It wasn't the spots were not commercial spots. They were more like it was in a video game
Right,
or
right, right.
and you know what I mean. And they're different because whereas a commercial, because I. Or even the simple example of doing a commercial for, because I've done a bunch, I'm sure you have too, of for theme parks or haunted houses
Mhm,
and things like this,
mhm.
but it's still commercial oriented,
Yes,
right? Whereas in a video game demo and stuff, it's not. It's completely different.
totally
You
different.
know.
And again, totally different set of skills that you're showing off typically.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, because you're taking it for the commercial. You're taking a scare voice or whatever you're creating, and it's still in that commercial
Mhm.
type vibe. Whereas in a video game, so much of the video game acting now is really in depth. Deep act. I mean, it's
Yes,
acting. Like it's
yes.
some really hardcore
And
acting.
it's also a lot of efforts. It's a lot of
Yes, a
physicality,
lot of.
and it's a
Gabby, what's
lot of,
efforts?
oh,
We should,
geez.
now that you just brought that up, we should talk about that. We should put that on the thing for next week, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we still have a lot to explore with demos.
Yes.
We really do. But
Yes.
yes, I will make a note about efforts
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
sure. But yes, efforts are
Did you? I never told you. I was gonna. I we should. I was going to put together. I put together a 12-minute uh track effort, and I was gonna sell them
wow.
right as a package, right? Like people come and buy because so much of the video game stuff are
Yeah,
efforts, and it's still there. I remember sitting in my booth for hours just recording, you know, man grunting going uphill, or
right,
and then
right,
like you're in the middle of the battle and you're hit.
right.
Oh, like and for anyone, if you when you really do get a job working a video game or working something like that, you think at first glance it's this glamorous thing. But I'm telling you what, one of the hardest jobs I've ever done in the thousands of voiceovers I've done over the last 8 or 9 years was a zombie. And it was like they had like at least 300 efforts for this zombie.
Wow.
And it was, I mean, and it was just all that,
Mhm.
and like all these emotions and just noises. And you're like, this is not, like, it's not the glamour that you see right up there. I mean, it's still
No,
fun, but you know what I'm saying, right?
it
Like,
is, and some of it's really funny because it's stuff we don't think of. People
no.
think like zombie, right? Like that's a great example. Like I've seen direction where it's like, okay, now the zombie is sad. you know, wistful. You're like, come
Useful, right?
on, the zombie is tired. You're like, are you
In such
kidding
particular
me?
little things, like zombie falls down on a needle. Like what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
there's so many fun little quirks of, and I mean even video game deaths, there's a huge difference between getting stabbed, getting shot, falling off of a
oh yeah.
building, being smushed. These are all things that we have to explore, and it is a ton of fun. Ton of fun.
And if you don't know, like, and if you've never, like, and you're new to it, it's all just like, wow. I mean, you just, it's just, you think, I know we know intuitively stuff just doesn't come out of nowhere.
Mm,
But a lot of people don't, I mean, they just don't stop and think that we are the ones who are doing all those noises, and all that stuff is done by a person, right? A voice
yeah.
actor. So,
Robert has a question as we're almost running out of time. Robert, you snuck it right in there at the end. He said, my colleague published a 385-page book on Florida film and television. Could there be an opportunity to co-read it with an experienced audiobook narrator? I'm commercial and corporate. Co-read, that's interesting. Not too many books are done that way, from my understanding. Um, but why not read it? Why not narrate it yourself?
so yeah, I'm not sure when you mean now, there's it's well, I mean, it got popular for a little bit. When I say popular, let me rephrase. There is situations where some authors and stuff will hire,
Mm,
if it's a fiction book where there's different characters and they
right.
want a different voice for a different character.
Yeah,
It's not as much as I think some of us would enjoy, just because it's very expensive and it's difficult to wrangle all that. But with all that being said, um, co-read, I'm not, is it maybe because you were saying it's long, or I'm not sure. I mean, I guess you could, I mean, heck, here's the thing, anything is possible. You could pick a chapter, they could pick a chapter. I mean, you could do every other chapter for
yeah,
whatever reason. I don't know. But yeah, like Gabby said, well, why don't you just do it? I don't know if it's
yeah,
there's a reason behind it, but yeah, you could. Well, I mean, you could do whatever you want. I mean, there is no rules when it comes to who does what. I mean, the only rules usually end up applying is honestly how you are titling something, how you are
right,
formatting it, and the
right.
technical specs. But when it comes to and then whoever does it has to be noted, whether it has to be named and stuff, if there's two or three people or whatever, or one.
Right.
So, but other than that, I've never done an audiobook, and it seems like a big leap for first audio. Robert, that is a massive leap
For
for a first
sure.
audiobook.
For sure.
385 pages,
Mhm,
absolutely. That's
mhm.
huge. That's huge.
But it for a lot of people, a book like that, right? I feel like it's not only a fascinating challenge, it's a phenomenal learning experience. And one of two things happens, right? You do it and you either go, huh, I kind of dig this. I could do this again. Or you do it and go, no, this is not for me, but I'm glad I did the one.
Well, you did. I mean, the first audiobook you did, right, was for Academy Voices,
Yeah,
and you
but it was
you
tiny.
picked
I
a
mean,
heck of an audiobook to do too. But
it
it's
was an
tiny,
intense
but
performance, but
reading, Lovecraft's not easy.
no, no, it's
I
not.
mean,
It's
there's certain authors. So, we've said it on here before, but Gabby did Call of Cthulhu, and
Mhm.
incredible jobs. And of course, it's available on Amazon and everywhere else,
But
Spotify
it's a
and everything.
ton of yeah, but it was
But
great.
it's
I mean,
difficult.
it is difficult, no doubt. Would I do it again? Yeah, probably.
Well, you did such a good job. I think you love that so much. That's like one of your favorite stories, isn't it?
It is. It is. It's a great
Mm.
story.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for being with us today. And I'm so glad that we made it back. I made it back.
Yes.
So we'll definitely be coming back next week. And can you believe we're in October next week, you guys? It's wild. I think Wednesday
Right.
is October 1st. Unbelievable. Well, have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Be safe. Try to stay dry.